A biblical definition of a good life or a successful life would simply be a life of faith. The problem with faith is you can't define outcomes, right? You don't know where it's going to go. And so if we were to say, the life of, the good life, the life we want, the wonderful Christian life is about having the perfect family or having even a bunch of things that you'd think are godly, what we do is we create idols. And I think this was a problem with kind of the whole focus on the family era, was it was defining outcomes that in some sense we don't have perfect control over and we weren't fully promised. But what we were called to and what God said he would bless is that if we walk by faith, submit to him, follow his leading, then that's the greatest of all things that we could hope to experience in life. And it could mean that we have a great family. It could mean we live a long life. It could mean we die a martyr's death. It could mean we're poor. It could mean that God blesses us with wealth so that we can take care of other people and use that wealth to benefit the kingdom. It's hard to really define one set picture that we're all aiming for. There could be 1,000 different ways that we could fulfill God's will, and the way we're going to find that is simply by faith. So it says in Hebrews, without faith it's impossible to please God. It also says anything that you can't do in faith is sin. So really the question for me as I look to the rest of my life would be to hopefully pursue godly ends, have some godly goals, godly dreams, some godly passions, but as I walk forward day in and day out making my decisions, it's letting faith guide me wherever that might be. And that really brings up the question of faith, really brings up the question of prayer. Because if it's going to be, I'm going to follow where you're leading God or where you're guiding God, or I'm going to answer whatever calls you kind of give to me, then God's guidance, God's calling, God's word spoken into your life, answers to prayer, those become really important, necessary things for you to have any kind of confidence moving forward. So the question on faith usually turns into a question on prayer, but we can save that for another question.